Making Stitches and a special festive episode. As we're on the run-up to Christmas, it only feels right to take a look back at this year so far.
I don't know why we started modelling. Why on earth did
it was her idea, not...
Was it? I honestly can't remember what happened.
I can absolutely assure you, I didn't say, let me put that on and dance in front of the camera.
I think you did. I think you picked up a crochet bag once and went across the living room with it just for a laugh. I think that's what started.
That's my flamboyant song.
Yeah, because he likes to show off in front of the camera. It's a natural. You're a natural in front of the camera, aren't you?
I could never have envisioned where I would be in 10 years from that first blog post, and even that, the Seaside Stash Busting Blanket, that was 2018. So yeah, we'd been sort of blogging for a few years at that point. I could never have imagined that I'd be sitting here and doing the crochet designs that I am doing, and working with the people and collaborating with sort of companies. And so yeah, it's been an amazing journey. So who knows what the next 10 years will bring? I don't know. Have I peaked? Who knows? But I will just keep on crocheting because that is what I love doing.
There have been some really lovely things that have happened for me, like the yarn and the books and all of those things. But knowing that I have also equipped other people to be able to go and do things for themselves, and actually, I'll tell you what's a really important thing I think that's come out of anybody learning how to knit socks is that it gives them a sense of confidence that then transfers into different parts of their life. And maybe that's the thing, if you learn to knit anything, as soon as we've got a new skill, it brings us a new confidence. But I know my thing is socks, and I know that if you can knit a pair of socks, then you can go and do anything, and that's just brilliant.
Hello and welcome to Making Stitches podcast. I'm Lindsay. I've loved crafts and making things for as long as I can remember. I also love hearing people's stories. Making Stitches gives me the perfect excuse to speak to lovely creative folk about what they do and then share those stories with you. This time, as has become a Making Stitches tradition, I'm taking a quick look back at my year and sharing a few of my highlights. 2025 has been a year of anniversaries. The first one to feature was that of a sock-making phenomenon. My friend Christine Perry, who's also known as Winnick Mum, celebrated 10 years of the Winnick Mum Sock-Along in spring.
I'm trying to encourage everybody to cast on a pair of socks for the big birthday, whether it's their first pair of socks, because I know lots of people have been thinking about it for a while and never quite sure, or it might be too hard, and the worst thing that happens is that you unravel it and start again. It's not like fabric where you've cut it and then that's it, everything's ruined. You just unravel it and start again. And because we learn faster when we make mistakes, then you generally don't make the mistakes again. You might make more as you go on, but then the next sock, because you get 2 goes, don't you? Your first sock, you do all of the learning, and then the second sock, you generally make less mistakes. It's faster, it's easier, and suddenly you've got a pair on your feet. And I think most people will then go, I think I'll just have another go, because there are so many choices of yarns and colours, and it's that socks have a siren call to them. I think I'm very biased about this, but I think they've got a siren song all of their own. And I think once you've started, if you've enjoyed it, then you're probably never going to be in a situation where you don't knit socks again in the future at some point.
Well, there's an amazing sense of satisfaction, I think, because like you, I used to be a bit fearless in my youth about attempting anything, but socks they were never on the horizon years ago. It's something that's come very much back into fashion. It was something that was from like the 1940s or the 1950s where people would knit socks. To my mind, it was my gran and my great grandma that were the sock people.
That's right.
Not so much for my generation, but it's just, as you said, just the spectrum of yarn and the self-striping. So I can honestly say, hand on heart, self-striping yarn works wonders for hiding mistakes.
It does. And it's really, really good if you're knitting a big sock as well. So my eldest daughter's boyfriend he's got big feet. He's an American football player, so he's got big chunky calves and he's got big feet, and he's a size 14. And he found that he couldn't really get socks that would fit him properly, so he used to buy bought socks and then pull them to the point where he would hear the fibres snap a little bit, and then they'd go a bit baggy, but they would fit. Whereas now he can have socks that fit him because I can accommodate his chunky calves, I can go narrower for his feet, I can make the stripes match because he likes stripy yarn, but stripy yarn is brilliant for big socks because you just think one more stripe, one more colour, and then all of a sudden you've got your pair of size 14s and you've not really had to think about it too much. So whoever thought that self-striping yarn where the colours come out of the ball and you don't have to match anything or buy all the colours, well, that was just genius, I think.
Absolutely. And only two ends to weave in, one at the beginning and one at the end.
Exactly. And because you can use contrast colours for cuffs and toes and heels, then none of the ball is wasted. So even with a self-striping yarn, you could still use that as the contrast toes and cuffs for a different pair of socks. So it's very good in using up everything that you've got, or you can later on use all the bits and make your own stripy yarns. It's great. It makes them properly unique, and you absolutely cannot buy socks that are anything like this in any of the shops. So when people say, oh, well, why would you make these? Because you can just buy them. Well, no, you can't. You really can't. They fit the owner, and they're the colours that somebody chooses for them with love and with care, or that, you know, they know that they will particularly want, or it's to match a season or an outfit. And you know, they're just special. They're just special.
You'll be hearing a little bit more from Christine in the next episode of Making Stitches. It's a bit of a milestone for me, episode 100. More on that later. Also this year, a hugely popular crochet blog clocked up a decade online, Coastal Crochet by Eleonora Tully. Blogging and crochet design has filled Eleonora's last 10 years, seeing her designing for magazines and yarn companies, as well as travelling to share her love of the craft at festivals up and down the country, as well as in Ireland and even Australia. Just a few short weeks after Eleonora started her blog, I wrote my own first blog post. We found each other in the early days and became online friends. And this year we were able to collaborate on a super project to celebrate 10 years of both of our blogs.
I could never have envisioned where I would be in 10 years from that first blog post. And even that, you know, the Seaside Stash Busting Blanket, that was 2018. So yeah, we'd been sort of blogging for a few years at that point. I could never have imagined that, I'd be sitting here and doing the crochet designs that I am doing, and you know, working with the people and collaborating with sort of companies. And so it's been an amazing journey. So who knows what the next 10 years will bring? I don't know. Have I peaked? Who knows? But I will just keep on crocheting because that is what I love doing. And so long as there's people out there who are interested and happy to crochet and follow, then I'll keep doing what I'm doing, because it's part of me. I love crochet, and if I'm not crocheting for a length of time, then it feels like something's not quite right. At the moment, I'm at a point now, we've just finished this week, haven't we, together? I've just done a commission for Inside Crochet magazine, and I actually, for the first time, maybe the first time in 10 years, I don't have the next project in my hands. And for so long, it's been a continuous, I'm straight on to the next as soon as the next is finished. And this break is possibly something I need. Well, it is, because you can't keep going. You have to just take breaks and breathe. That's good for everyone too. But I'm already feeling a bit, what's the next thing? So even just slowing down for me is sometimes a little bit difficult. But that's okay. It's okay. That's something I need to work out. And there will be another design coming, absolutely. But yes, it might take a little while, because at the moment, there's nothing on my hooks, which is a first in a very long time. I'm sure that will get filled very quickly.
I'm sure it will. Inspiration will strike from somewhere.
Yes. Oh, there's plenty of inspiration. There's loads of ideas. It's, which one? We'll see. Watch this space.
I know for a fact there are lots of people who get a lot of joy from watching the Instagram videos that Sarah from Crochet in the Glen shares of her beautiful crochet garments and accessories, being modelled by her husband Sean and sometimes herself too. The world can be a dark place at times, and a bit of colourful, yarny silliness is just the tonic to have a giggle when we need it. I've followed Sarah for quite a while now, after first being captivated by her lovely blanket draped over her front gate against the stunning backdrop of the Scottish countryside where she lives. I was soon laughing along with her funny videos though, and really wanted to chat to her about her impact on the Instagram crochet community. At first, Sarah couldn't understand why I'd want to share her story, saying she wasn't a designer, but I managed to convince her to come on and chat about her crochet, her love of colour, and of course her social media content. Imagine my delight when she later said that Sean would be able to join the chat too.
Initially, my account had a different name, and I was just showing Scotland because Scotland's so beautiful. You know this, Lindsay, don't you?
I do
Scotland,
indeed.
Done it. And it was just about, we'd moved up here and it was just about that. But when I started crocheting, I just started showing what I'd made, and then you make friends on Instagram. There's a lovely community on Instagram. I don't know why we started modelling. Why on earth did
It was
we
her
start?
idea. Not...
Was it? I honestly can't remember what happened.
I can absolutely assure you I didn't say, let me put that on and dance in front of the camera.
I think you did. I think you picked up a crochet bag once and went across the living room with it just for a laugh. I think that's what started. That's
my flamboyant side.
Yeah, because he likes to show off in front of the camera. It's a natural. You're a natural in front of the camera, aren't you?
Well, quite a few times I've lent towards performing jobs. So, a few years ago now, but it's what I call my fun job period. So, I guess that's in me. I don't mind being in front of the camera. I know some people get really shy and they get really weird, don't they? They don't want their pictures taken and all that.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll dance around in front of a camera till the cows come home. I will.
Yeah, I think that's what people love, is the fact that a lot of men would not be seen dead on their wife's Instagram, let alone wearing crochet. And we've always done it just to be silly, because it's funny. And that's how it took off, because we did it a few times and people thought it was hilarious. And it just grew from there. And it just used to be photos to start with.
Yeah.
Before we started going on, walking up and down on the catwalk. And we just always done it very tongue-in-cheek. Just, this mature gentleman, slightly plump, prancing about, Yeah, sure. So am I.
Not really, listeners.
And no, they've seen you.
Oh yeah, of course they have.
They've all seen you. Yeah. So that's what's so funny, But he is a brilliant performer. He's just a natural. He can't help himself. He's so funny. People say that. They love the chemistry between us because we're always laughing. Well, we do. We laugh all the time, don't we?
Yeah. Most of the time, anyway. But yes, it's it is just fun, and it's as I said before, it's a real passion for Sarah. She absolutely loves it, and it's just lovely to be able to sort of support her with that, I suppose, and it's so funny. There's people at work have seen it now, and I live in this little town in Scotland, and a bit of an anomaly. I don't like football. I don't like football or anything like that, which is what most people talk about. I'm quite happy to jump around in multicoloured clothes on the camera, and they've seen this, and but it goes down well at work.
The first couple of chats I had with Sarah this year were over the phone and by video call. But this summer, while I was on a family holiday in Scotland myself, I was thrilled to be able to meet up with Sarah and Sean for a proper catch-up. It was so lovely to meet them in real life. And just a few weeks later, I saw them again, this time at the Yarndale Festival in Skipton in North Yorkshire. Sarah and Sean were there for the full weekend, and I managed to catch up with them on the Saturday evening. And with this episode in mind, I asked Sarah about what her favourite Christmas make was.
I don't really do seasonal crochet, but last year I did make some little tiny robins. It was a free pattern online by Kate at Just Poodling, Kate Eastwood, and it's free. It was free on her Instagram, and they're about that so high. What's that? 3 inches, 4 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. Yeah, and they're little hanging ones, and they have little bells on their feet. So I made 4 in a row, one for me, one for each grandchild. But I can't actually remember doing any other festive crochet. It's not my thing. I'm not a seasonal crocheter, but they were very cute and I couldn't resist them.
The 1st of June was World Stitch Day, and it was marked in great style with the opening of the month-long Woven in Kirklees Festival in West Yorkshire. Throughout the festival, a very special exhibition was held at Oakwell Hall in Birstall of the iconic red dress. The project was 14 years in the making and features embroidery from all corners of the world. 380 different embroiderers from 51 countries contributed to the work, which shares the stories of many marginalised voices. As well as being beautiful, it's so powerful to witness in real life. The red dress's creator, the artist Kirsty MacLeod, spoke to a packed hall on World Stitch Day to launch the dress's stay in Kirklees, and I was thrilled to be able to speak to her myself.
Hi everyone, this is a real treat. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to everyone at Woven and Nat especially for inviting the rest of you to be here. It's always a privilege to talk to people and share a little bit about the red dress. It has been a completely remarkable journey. It's been a roller coaster.
Kirsty, that was an absolutely inspiring talk you've just given about the red dress, the project from its first idea right through to today. What's it like actually seeing your audience and sharing the story?
Oh, it makes it all feel very real. Yeah, it's incredible. Considering the majority of the project was me and panels of the dress in my bedroom, plus obviously emails to all the embroiderers around the world. And then suddenly it all came together, and in 2020, that's when the project took off. And then now, travelling with the dress, to different venues and communities all around the world, it is amazing. And I love seeing the reaction of people when they walk in and see her for the first time.
It's stunning. Words don't do it justice, really. And you were talking about the fact that people come back again and again to see it because there's just so much to see. It's amazing.
Yes, there is a lot to see, and there's so many levels in which you can connect to the work, whether it's the embroidery or the more practical elements of shipping, posting, or the embroiderer's stories of empowerment, feminism. There's so many different hooks. So hopefully most people can enjoy it.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about the power of community and that everybody has been united, and the last few stitches that were put in just kind of brought everybody's stories together. Community is the theme of this festival, isn't it? And it's so important.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's at the heart of the red dress because the initial idea was to try and bring people together into a global community and to just take down all borders and boundaries and prejudices and oppressions, so people could come together as one. And it's the same here with Woven. It's the same kind of idea. It's everyone's on the same playing field, and we can all do so much better in life if we support and uplift and empower each other, rather than seeking personal gain. It doesn't help anyone. So it's beautiful to see it all echoed and amplified within Woven.
Absolutely, and so it's so accessible, isn't it? Craft. You just need a needle and a thread, or a ball of yarn and a hook, or some needles.
Yes, exactly, and it's so intentional. It's slow and it's thoughtful and it's meditative, so it means a lot. Every stitch has an intention and it means something.
And what about for you, and what does crafting and creating mean for you?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's been my whole life, so I think it's a way to express my feelings, emotions. Sometimes I think for me, I quite struggle to get out the words of what I'm really feeling, so I can do it with my hands instead. And it transcends languages and cultures and hierarchies and societal norms and whatever. It's a leveler. If you can pick up a needle and a thread, or you can make something, then you can do it.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure. Thank you.
We only had a few moments to chat back on World Stitch Day, but Kirsty very kindly agreed to a longer interview for Making Stitches, which I was able to carry out later in the summer. That episode, as with all the rest, are still available to listen to on my website and in all the usual podcast platforms too. After the summer, of course, comes autumn, and to me, autumn always means Yarndale these days. In September, I made my annual pilgrimage across the Pennines to the market town of Skipton, and then walked up the yarn walk through Airville Park to the Skipton Auction Mart and the home of the festival. One of the first people I bumped into was Becky Davies-Downs from William and Tilda. I first met Becky at Yarndale the year before and went on to record a full episode with her last year, speaking about the important work she does, recreating designs from the World War II era, using reclaimed fabric and educating people about make, do and mend. It was so nice to chat to her 1 year on and hear about the work she's doing to spread the word about this important period in our history. This interview didn't actually make it into my Yarndale episode this year, so I'm thrilled to be able to share it here now.
Becky, hello again.
Hello, nice to see you back here again.
It's fantastic. You're back here with your stall, themed around make, do and mend. Do you want to just remind the listeners about what you do and what you're doing here today?
So, all of my stuff is based around the Second World War, fashion and textiles from World War II. So it's a little bit niche. I literally deal no further than the years between 1935 and 1939 and 1945. It's fashion and textiles from within that period. So I've got today on display, I've actually got an original serviceman sewing kit called a hussif or a housewife. Some people may have heard it called a housewife. So they're the kits that were given to all servicemen. So they contain needles, threads, a little patch of fabric that they would produce to patch the uniform, darning wool, all your essentials. So I've got that with me for people to look at, but then alongside it I've got my kind of updated versions that I've done for people to put together their own little sewing kits. Of course I've got my gas mask bags with me because they're always a popular one. What else have we got with us? We've got brooches and little purses and little knickknacks and just generally bits and bobs, but all with some kind of story relating back to the Second World War.
That's the key with your work, isn't it? There's always a story behind it, a story behind the fabric, a story behind the pattern, in some way that ties back to this hugely important part of our history.
Yeah, there is, and it's the story side of it that's so important to me. I won't make anything unless I've kind of found an interesting hook. So there's got to be something behind it to make it relevant. And also I think it helps people to kind of to buy into to what I'm talking about. If they've got something that they can think about, a bit of history that goes with the product, it makes it more interesting. But also it brings that history to life. They've got a bit of history they can put in their hand and actually touch and hold and it just makes it more exciting.
Now, since we first met this time last year, you've embarked upon a new research project, haven't you?
I have. We were just chatting before we started recording, weren't we? And I got a little bit excited, so I'm going to try and contain myself now. Yes, I'm working with a couple of archives and with Leeds City Museums, and we're looking into the history of kind of weaving of military cloth and utility cloth. So the utility cloth that was used during the war to make all of the utility clothing. So we're looking at that history, and we're looking at ways that we can bring those stories alive and take those stories into primary schools and get the kids interested in not just the kind of the history aspect of it, but learning some of the skills that the Make, Do and Mend scheme was trying to teach people. So we're looking at teaching kids to sew a button on and just to do basic repairs themselves. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's a massive, great thing to get hold of and to look into, but having a really good time, really enjoying it.
That's brilliant. Well, I can't wait until you've reached a point in your research when you're ready to share more of it with me, and hopefully I can get you on the podcast in the future and we can chat through that.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. It would be really good to share it, yeah.
We'll have a brilliant day, a brilliant weekend here at Yarndale. Hope it goes well for you.
Thank you very much and enjoy your day.
I'll do my very best.
Of course, someone who has deep connections with Yarndale but who wasn't there this year is Amanda Bloom. Amanda, who created Little Box of Crochet with her late daughter Jenny, died this year. Amanda, who became an online friend and inspiration to so many people, was a regular feature on so many of our social media channels, popping up to give updates on her creative life and her life in general. Throughout Jenny's illness and in the years after she'd died, Amanda spoke openly about the struggles she was facing, living without her beloved daughter. However, when news of Amanda's death came out, the craft world was left in shock. I feel privileged to have spoken to Amanda a couple of times for Making Stitches podcast. First of all, back in 2020 when this podcast first launched, about Little Box of Crochet and, of course, Jenny, as well as in 2022 when she was asking the crochet community to donate blanket squares to raise funds for Ukraine. After Jenny's death, Amanda had set up the Yarndale Bursary in Jenny's memory to support fledgling creative businesses have a stall at the festival. This year, Amanda's dear friend Julie Park continued that tradition thanks to a fundraising appeal she ran in Amanda's memory. It was Julie who Amanda asked to continue her online legacy, and I was really pleased to be able to speak to her at Yarndale about Amanda.
She didn't ask very much of me, but she did say, please will you keep my Instagram page alive as long as you can, because that's all that's left of Jenny. And now, of course, that's all that's left of Amanda as well. Apart from, Amanda has a legacy beyond that, in that all the kits that she created that are so fondly loved by people that subscribe to a Little Box of Crochet when she had it. It's... people are so fond of those kits, and so that I suppose is her legacy. But she wanted to keep her Instagram really going, and she said if it all gets too much, then that's fine, shut it down. But if there's any way you can keep it going, I would really like that. So.
And what kind of a reaction have you had today from people coming to visit you on the stall and talk about Amanda and her legacy?
We've had a lot of sadness, actually. There's been a lot of tears. I wonder really if that's why I've been put right outside this quiet space, because it is somewhere that we could come and sit if required. Look, people have got really fond memories of her, and they feel that that Amanda got them through difficult times in their lives. She didn't know, but particularly lockdown or people that have had bereavements in their life, and she was just a safe space. She was a safe, calm, creative, loving, warm, giving person that everybody felt they knew her, and she gave the people a lot of comfort with, as I say, without even really knowing it.
Well, yeah, she was a friend in your phone, wasn't she, when she used to pop on and do her Instagram videos from all the different places she's been living in the last few years. And she was just a regular presence. Yeah, she was, and she's so missed. And I've obviously been trying to keep posting every week, and when I've put a picture of Amanda, everyone said they're expecting, the first glance at the picture, they're thinking, oh, what great, what's Amanda got to say today, and of course there is no more what Amanda's got to say. So I've got lots of pictures and lots of memories, and I just want to keep sharing those for as long as I can, really. That must be very difficult, though, for you as a friend.
It's difficult, but it's also really quite helpful. It's like a therapy to be able to write things down and take that time to think about the friend that she was to me and the friend that I was to her, and to write that down. It has been really quite helpful. So, yeah, as hard as it is, I found it, sort of like a therapy as well.
Well, on behalf of myself and I'm sure many, many other people who appreciate what you've done and are continuing to do in Amanda's name, thank you very much for doing that.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. That's the wrong thing to say. It's, as I say, it is helping me as well, and other people are saying it's helping them. So I'll carry on for as long as I can.
Oh, well, thanks very much, Julie, for sharing your story, and best of luck for the rest of Yarndale.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lindsay.
I was thrilled to be able to attend a Crochet Sanctuary Day just last weekend, the very festive Christmas Crochet Sanctuary Day, in fact. It happened on Saturday at Cranage Hall in Cheshire and was my 5th visit to the sanctuary, I think. It felt very appropriate to be there, seeing as I'm on the cusp of the 100th episode of Making Stitches, and my very first guests on episode 1 were Lisa and Linda Rose, who run the sanctuary, who were hosting a very popular Pandemonium crochet along at the time of the first lockdown. So Lisa and Linda Rose from the Crochet Sanctuary, first of all, thanks for a fabulous day today. It's been great.
Thank you for coming.
You're very welcome.
It's been brilliant. Now, you were in episode 1
We were.
of Making Stitches podcast back in the day.
That is a long time ago.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
April 2020. Absolutely.
Crikey. And this is the 99th.
This is episode 99, so it would be
Amazing.
rude not to have a little bit of you two in it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how are things going for you in the Crochet Sanctuary at the moment?
Good.
It is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good.
We just started doing afternoon teas, haven't we?
We have. We've started. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. It's been quite a bit of a long year, hasn't it?
It
and
has.
I think we've come to the end of it now. But no, everything is really good. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we've had a crochet day today,
Yep.
doing Christmassy crochet,
Mhm.
and then tomorrow you've got your Christmas afternoon tea,
Yes.
which sounds absolutely fantastic. What's
Yeah.
not to like?
Well, for tomorrow, it's kind of, because we've always been a little bit crochet focused. Tomorrow is about
a little bit.
A little bit.
The clue's in the name.
Yeah. It's so that people, they actually bring their own project, but they can bring whatever they want to bring. So obviously
As long as you
embroidery.
can safely do it
Yeah.
amongst other people, so no pyrography or anything. Axe making, or,
No.
you know,
Lace making might be a bit.
of a push.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. But no, it's just something different, because I know that we know that the weekends aren't always affordable for people, and even the days as well. You know, they're not.
It also means we can actually sit and talk to people, whereas a lot of the time we're having to jump up and assist people, so we don't always get to finish conversations necessarily with people. So it's nice just to be able to sit ourselves with people and
sit down and do what we like to do, as in crochet with people as well. Rather than worrying about if there's a mistake in a pattern, or if somebody's tension's okay and they're not going to run out of yarn, and so it'll be it's just nice
it
for
takes
us
the
as
stress
well.
out a little bit.
So it's Christmas themed, obviously, tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to it. Be good.
It sounds amazing.
And we're not going home tonight.
How nice.
We're going to have a chill out here tonight. How exciting's that?
I think you've earned it.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. But I mean, what a journey you've been on, like from 5.5 years ago, and we're in the middle of the Pandemonium crochet along. What a different world we're in today.
We really are. And the sanctuary's grown, hasn't it? Because if you think back then, we only had about 20 people maximum coming to each retreat, and now we're pushing over 30 if we can, and we could push more, really, couldn't we? But it's space for the hotel, so it's
hard
grown.
to believe we actually lived through a pandemic and then still kept going afterwards.
Because a lot of companies didn't, did they? So
crazy times.
Very different world.
Absolutely. So where are you going to be in 5 years' time then, ladies?
We're going to have our own hotel, and Linda's going to have one wing, and I'm going to have another.
And everyone can stay in the middle.
Yeah. And then when we all retire, it's going to turn into a
care home.
A care home.
A crochet
care home.
That sounds like absolute
There
bliss.
you go.
These are the conversations we have late at night when our guests don't go to bed till 3 a.m, and we sort of crawl up the corridor to our room, and instead of going to sleep, we sit there going, oh, how do you make a teapot? And just all this random stuff that we come out with when we're tired. And that's one of them.
Crochet care home.
The crochet care home.
Is it too soon to put my name down?
Absolutely
Very.
not.
Far too soon.
No, I say get yourself in. We're going to be so popular, you need to get in.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. Well, thanks again, ladies. Had a brilliant day today.
we're
It's been
glad.
fantastic.
It's been nice to see you.
Oh, it's been
It
so
has.
good to be back here at the Crochet Sanctuary. And, well, Here's to the future.
Thank you. Have a fab Christmas.
Also at the Sanctuary, I bumped into Heather from Keep Calm and Crochet On, another former guest on Making Stitches who featured on the podcast in March 2024. It would have been rude not to get her onto this episode too. Heather, it's been a little while since we had a catch up.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see you here at the Crochet Sanctuary today. Can I ask you, what's your favourite Christmas make?
I think my favourite Christmas make's probably one that I did for my children, and I made them both matching fox hats. And it was a pattern by Sarah Zimmerman, who she's repeat crafted me. And actually, they still, somehow they've managed to kind of stretch them and they still wear them. But they do need kind of remaking. But yeah, that was definitely one of my favourites because I've got pictures of them both kind of wearing it. And then another favourite of mine, which I got a lot of joy from, was the Pigs in Blanket by A Good Right Hook. There was a kind of a buzz that went through everybody, and everybody was making those really cute pigs in blankets decorations, and I did make one of them, and it was very joyful, and that does come out on my tree every year.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's so nice to have a little crochet Christmas tradition like that, isn't it?
Yes.
That makes an appearance.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And finally, I spoke to Jess from Hook and Kutch. Jess is a very talented yarn dyer with a great eye for colour combinations. She's a regular at the Sanctuary, bringing her pop-up yarn shop with her, and is well known for her stunning yarn advents, including this year's, on which she's collaborated with Eleonora from Coastal Crochet and Heather from Keep Calm and Crochet On. I'm with Jess now from Hook and Kutch here at the Crochet Sanctuary. Hello, Jess.
Hi.
So we've just been having a chat about what our favourite Christmas crochet makes are.
Okay.
What's yours?
So the one that sticks out for me was actually, it was a little box of crochet that Justine did, one of her first ones, and she did a stocking that was in sort of like 50s colours. And my brother-in-law, when he saw me making it and said, it's not very Christmassy, it looks more like a birthday stocking. So it's become our birthday stocking, which travels around the family. So every birthday, everyone in the family buys a few presents, puts it in the stocking, and they get it with their birthday cake. So that's my favourite Christmas crochet make, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a lovely one. It's turned into an actual tradition.
Yeah,
then.
it's a full cutler tradition now, and my kids don't really understand that not everybody in the world gets one. But yeah, we have a birthday stocking, which is a bit extra, but you know, it's just how we are.
Sounds perfect. And that brings this episode to a close. Thank you to everyone who's spoken to me for Making Stitches podcast this year. It's been a big year for me. 10 years of my blog and 5 years of Making Stitches podcast too. And as this is episode 99, the next episode at number 100 will be a bit special for me. It's been made all the more special because thanks to my lovely yarny friend Christine from Winnick Mum, it's going to be me in the hot seat answering Christine's questions, a whole new experience for me. Until next time, I hope you have a lovely Christmas. Thank you for listening and for your support this year. Take care of yourself and enjoy your crafting.